Prosecution, you may set forward to question the jury.
Jury, please answer the following questions. Do any of you have kids? Juror number 1.
Yes.
Juror number 2.
No.
Juror number 3.
Yes.
Juror number 4.
Yes.
And have you or anyone you know been a victim of a gun-related tragedy? Juror number 1.
Yes.
Juror number 2.
No.
Juror number 3.
Yes.
Juror number 4.
Yes.
That's it, Donna.
Right, thank you, Mr. Kaluza. Defense, you may also approach the jury to question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please answer the questions truthfully. Juror number 1, do you have any prior knowledge of this case? Do you know the defendant or the deceased, or have you heard anything in the media?
No, I do not.
Juror number 2, the same question. Do you have any knowledge of the case?
Yes.
Juror number 3.
No.
Juror number 4, if you've heard of the case, do you know anyone involved?
No.
Thank you. Your Honor, the defense would like to dismiss juror number 2.
Do you have any objections,
No
prosecution?
objections, Your Honor.
All right. Juror number 2, you are then dismissed.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Spirka.
You may be seated. All right, I am Honorable Judge Spirka, Alex Spirka to be specific, and we're here today against Mr. Collins and the state of Arizona for a count of negligent discharge of a firearm and 2 counts of homicide in the 2nd degree. All persons are innocent until proven guilty. You can plead not guilty, guilty, or no contest. Mr. Collins, do you understand the charges against you?
Yes.
Okay, and we will now proceed with the opening statements. Mr. Kaluza, if you could please introduce yourself.
My name's Anthony Kaluza. I'm the prosecutor of the state of Arizona, and we are charging the defendant with 2nd degree, 2 accounts of 2nd degree homicide and negligence discharge of a firearm.
And Mr. Washington, if you could please introduce yourself and the defendant.
Yeah, good afternoon, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, members of the court. My name is Gillen Washington. It's my pleasure to defend Dylan Collins today and the charges against him. They're very serious charges, and the facts of the case will prove that he is innocent. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Anthony Kaluza, and what we have here is a tragedy due to gun negligence. There are no excuses to what has happened, only facts. And the facts are that Dylan, the defendant, was shooting in a national park. His shooting caused a boulder to dislodge and roll down the hill, crushing a tent, killing 2 innocent kids, ages 5 and 7. A freak accident, yes, but his actions caused the lives of 2 innocent children. He clearly saw the tent down below, but thought nothing of it. He would rather risk the lives of others than to find another place to shoot his gun. We must all be responsible for our actions and be able to pay the price. Help us do the right thing so that we can amend to those kids who were wronged. The state is charging him with 2nd degree murder and gun negligence, a discharge of a firearm.
If you could please approach in with your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor and members of the jury, today the facts of the case at hand will show that Dylan was shooting in a well-known shooting area, and that the children in question were alone. They were unattended as their parents enjoyed a morning stroll, and they were camped under a cliff or an overhang that's been heavily eroded for centuries. And so today the facts of the case and the evidence will display that my client can't be charged for a natural occurrence that unfortunately led to such a tragedy. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Dr. Kramer, if you could please approach.
Right hand on Bible. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Defense, you may approach your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Would you please state your title and introduce yourself?
My name is Sabrina Kramer, and sorry, I've been a geologist for the USGS for 20 years, and I specialize in studying mass wasting and erosional events.
Thank you. Are you familiar with the area where the accident happened?
Yes.
Thank you. Is it true that the Park Service and the USGS had issued a warning about the area a week prior to the incident about landslides and rock slides due to rain?
Yes. Due
Thank
to the
you.
rain, yes.
Thank you. And is this area, has it been commonly known to be prone to landslides or rock slides for recent history?
Yes, we actually encourage people to not camp around the area due to the landslides that have been occurring.
Thank you. No more questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution, you may approach the witness.
Would you consider yourself an expert in the field of geology?
Yes.
How recent have you studied the rocks in Townsend State Park?
About 1 month ago.
When observing the boulders and rocks, what are the signs of them possibly tumbling?
Signs of them falling include their position as well as how much weight is placed on their side of the boulder or rock than the other side.
Are you saying the bullet had no effect on the boulder falling?
The boulder was already at risk of falling due to the prior rain that occurred the day before the incident and caused the dirt from underneath the boulder to become loose.
Are you saying the bullet hitting the boulder and the boulder falling was simply a coincidence?
Yes. It wasn't a coincidence, it was a natural occurrence waiting to happen, with or without the bullet hitting the rocks, thus causing the boulder to fall.
No further questions.
Right hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Cool.
Prosecution, you may come and question your witness.
How long have you been a ranger?
About like 15 years.
And is shooting permitted within the park?
Nah, it's government property, therefore you can't shoot firearms on the park.
Has a tragedy like this ever happened?
A long time ago, about 9 years, two hikers died in a rock slide. It's because we had a lot of rain that year.
No further questions.
Come cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Have you known of people shooting at the park before, and if so, how many?
I know people go there to shoot. I've arrested about 5 people so far, but that's about it.
Did people shooting in this area, did that ever cause a rock slide or a landslide that you know of?
No, not any has been reported.
But you were aware that the cliffside or the overhang was structurally unstable?
Yes, we had a geologist come tell us that that cliffside was unstable.
I noticed there was no sign in the area. Did you think about posting a sign?
We put signs at the entrance. We warn people at the entrance, but we don't really want to put signs out in nature to mess with the park. And plus, people just take them down anyway and throw them or trash them
So, but you're saying it was posted in the park that there was a risk for this happening?
at the entrance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Right, prosecution, you may state your closing statement.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this man is guilty. As you can see, the facts are that he was shooting in an unpermitted area on a cliff that was unstable. His actions caused the death of 2 innocent children. The blatant negligence of this man should not go unpunished. Help us bring justice into this courtroom and for the family affected by this tragic incident. Thank you.
Defense, you may come up with your closing argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the court, today we see a case of prosecutorial overreach and selective interpretation of the facts. The members of the jury must make a choice whether to blame one person for the immutable acts of nature or follow a path of logic and reason in this tragedy of 2 unattended children. Thank you. No further statements. Case closed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that concludes the evidence of this case. It is now up to you to decide whether or not Dylan committed 2 counts of first-degree murder of the 2 children, the negligent discharge of a firearm, or both. If you have found proof beyond reasonable doubt, you must find Dylan guilty. You may now proceed to the jury room for deliberations. When you have reached a verdict, return to the courtroom to announce your verdict. We will be adjourned until the jury returns with the verdict.
All rise. All rise. Members of the jury, have we reached a verdict?
Yes, we have. We find the defendant not guilty on first-degree murder, 2 counts, but we do find the defendant guilty of count 3 of negligent discharge of a firearm.
Alright, now jury, do we all have a unanimous decision? Alright.
You guys just stand.
The verdict is unanimous. Judge Spierka.
Dylan Collins, you will be sentenced to 10 months in Coconino County Jail. When dismissed, you will serve a consecutive amount of 3 years on probation.